Good morning, friends. This is Casey from the Bodie's Homestead, and in today's video, I'm going to give you a garden update tour. So what I'm showing you now is our grapevines, our apricot tree, and our mulberry tree. Down here we have a brand new grapevine that we're going to be staking up on fence. This is one of our blackberry vines. There's the garden, the fenced-in garden. And over here, we have our other grapevine. This grapevine provides us purple seeded grapes that we can use to make wine. And I don't know if you can see this. Let me get closer. It is absolutely loaded with grapes. This one is a green variety. And those two over there are also green varieties. So as you can see, this is a white mulberry tree. And a lot of people don't know a whole lot about white mulberry trees. They know the black mulberry trees. These berries are just as sweet and can be eaten and made into jam. And pretty much taste very similar to a black mulberry. When I first moved onto this property, there were a bunch of trees here, and the landlord said, I'm not exactly sure what all the different trees are, but they've been neglected for many, many years. I'm showing you right now the apricots that we have growing in our tree. So for the past 2 years, I have been taking care of these trees and fertilizing them and giving them lots and lots of water, and now we're starting to see fruit. Let me take you over and show you the other trees we have. So this neglected baby, as you can see, it's halfway dead. We've been working on bringing back. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to trim off all this stuff down here. I'm brand new to fruit trees, so I'm doing a lot of research. So if anyone knows, let me know in the comment section. But this is a pear tree. And as you can see, we have lots and lots of pears. Lots of pears. So I've also been fertilizing and watering this tree. And then over here, this tree is a pecan tree. And I'm trying to see if we have any pecans. It looks like it's probably going to be hard to see. There's one forming right there. And in there, let's see if I can see any more. Like I said, we're bringing these trees basically back from the dead. As you can see, look, I'll show you this branch here. Look, see how all that's dying or all that's dead? It takes a lot of work, and these trees are really old. So I'm not seeing any more pecans. So, but there are a couple on there, and I'm sure we'll get more, hopefully. And then this guy back here, this little guy, who I didn't even know was a nut tree until I Googled it, who's also partially dead and we've had to bring back, is an almond tree. And as you can see, it's got clusters of almonds growing on it, all over. Up there, there. So that's the nut trees we have. Over here, way over here, that is a cherry plum tree, and it's currently loaded with fruit, and I'll show you. Okay, here is our cherry plum tree. And the fruit on this tree is very tart, even when it ripens. But it's really good in like jams and jellies because obviously you add sweetener and it sweetens them up. So we don't have nowhere near as many as we normally get this year. There's a lot more up there. but the animals absolutely love the cherry plums. So now I'll give you a tour of the outer part of the garden, and then we'll go inside the fenced area. So I'm not sure if you watched our last video, but if you did, you'd know that we only had a couple of corn sprout up. Well, as you can see now, hopefully the sun is so bright, there is a lot more corn. Almost, well, probably half the bed. So we're gonna go ahead and give corn a shot and see what we can get. Over here are our potato plants that are still doing really good. Except for right down here where something got to munching. Not sure if it was deer or what, but this garden section out here is not done. We have 20 of the fabric pots to put up, and we have 2 more large beds to put down. Here's our pile of dirt, our compost that we had brought in. It's about half the size it was when we got started. And then right here in this little section, we have melons. And these are all doing really well. That one's an empty one, but the rest of them are doing really well. Nice and healthy. And now I'll take you to the inside the fence garden. Okay. Now we're going to head into the fenced-in garden. I'm just giving you a shot of my chickens who love to come over here and sit in the shade when it's super hot here in Northern California. Okay, we'll start right here. This is our boysenberry bush, 2 years old. These are our Jerusalem artichokes. They're doing very well, even though they've been nommed on a little bit by bugs. Over here, we had 3, but one got knocked over by a chicken who accidentally came in here and it got snapped in half. So now we have 2 cucumber plants. Back there is my herb bed with some bolting cilantro that I'm going to let go to seed so that I can collect the seeds. There's also lemon balm, lemon verbena, basil, thyme, oregano, all kinds of other goodies. This bed had a bunch of watermelons in it, but the voles came in and ate it. So now there's only 1 lone watermelon plant in it. I'm hoping to get a couple more in here. These, if you watch my last video, you'll know that these were really, really rough. They were literally almost 90% eaten. And now you look at them, they're doing much, much better. These are artichoke plants. Now, I planted 2 in here because I was thinking only 1 would end up being successful, because really only 1 plant is going to fit in this box. So I'm just going to keep an eye on it, and maybe when the other one catches up or they get a little crowded, I'll pull one out and transplant it somewhere else. Because obviously only 1, if you know about artichokes, they get massive, and 1 is only going to fit in here. All right, here's 2 tomato plants. And on here I have some tomatoes growing, yay, and lots of flowers to pollinate. Hopefully the bees will come in and do it for me. Over here, this big beautiful vine is a pumpkin, and it's starting to creep out, which is fine. We have all this big open space here for pumpkin vines. We do not mind walking over them or walking through them. This is also a pumpkin. And as you can see, we've got a flower in there. And then we've got a little line here of jalapenos, which also have a little bit of bug damage, but you know, that's the part of organic gardening. You share your garden with the bugs, you know what I mean? Here are some tomatillo plants, and they are just loaded with flowers and fruits. And then here's another jalapeno. And then over here is a very struggling bed. It gets full sun, even in the hot part of the day, and I just don't know if I like this location. We're gonna have to find out. But there are 3 tomatoes in the back, 2 peppers and chives in the middle, some calendula, and another tiny pepper plant. This bed's not doing well, so we'll just have to see how it goes. And then we'll do the outside now. These are my zucchinis. These next 2 plants are zucchinis. They are very, very eaten, but very green and healthy. And as you can see, we've got a flower and a zucchini. Oop, is it focusing? There we go. A zucchini. So we are getting somewhere, even though the bugs are eating all the lower leaves. Comment below if I should pick off some of the eaten leaves or just kind of let it go. I'm not 100% sure what I should do. And then down this row, these next few plants are all ambrosia melons, and they're eaten a little bit as well, but they're growing strong, nice and green, and have lots of flowers here and lots of space so they can vine out and just take over this whole area. These next 2 plants are pumpkins. This one's doing well, no bug damage. This one got a little leggy. I'm sure it's gonna vine down on the ground and that'll be okay, but it's a little long there. And then this back row here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 more tomato plants. These are Cherokee Purple and Ace 55. And they are all doing amazing. Some are starting to get some flowers. As you can see, I do not prune my tomato plants. I will trellis these up onto a fence with some T-posts and let them do their thing. In this bed, well, I should show you this bed first. There were marigolds. This is also a super hot full sun bed that doesn't. So sorry about that. My camera cut out. So we're gonna head back over to the marigold box. Well, it used to be. This gets full sun and doesn't get hit by the sprinklers, so I only water it by hand. So I'm gonna pull these marigolds out and put in some spaghetti squash. And then over here, we have my asparagus bed that very desperately needs to be weeded. I don't know why, but for some reason this bed loves to grow weeds. But the feathery looking plants are the asparagus. And then over here, we have my herb bed that has cilantro that's going to seed that I'm going to collect, lemon balm, lemon verbena, basil, oregano, and thyme. And then these here in the middle, this is a strawberry box with a blackberry vine growing in the middle, and as you can see, it's growing beautifully. Over here we have another small strawberry box. Here is another herb box. We have calendula, dill, rosemary, and horehound. And then here I have 2 of my zucchini plants that are looking super healthy and not eaten. My mint box that has orange mint, chocolate mint, and peppermint in it. Another strawberry box. This is our second 2-year boysenberry bush, which is really starting to branch out and it's looking beautiful. And this box here is another strawberry box and it is just booming. We've already harvested tons of strawberries, so I'm not sure if it's going to put on more flowers for a second or if that's all for this first year and we'll get more next year. And last but not least, this bed is our watermelon bed. And as you can see, the vole came through and ate all the watermelons out of it except for one. So I'm hoping to get some more in there. Over here we have the artichokes, which weren't doing super great if you watched my last video, but now you can see that they are doing amazingly. And I know that both won't fit in this box, so I'm gonna have to transplant one here sooner or later because they're gonna get huge. And did I show you my 2 tomato plants? I don't remember in what order I did the garden tour, but just in case, I've got a couple tomatoes on each plant. And if you're seeing this for the second time, hey, who doesn't love seeing tomatoes, am I right? All right, well, that's it for my garden tour. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to see future garden tours, please like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video. Thanks. Bye-bye.